class with James Glass Company, and I want to show you some right and mostly wrong things with this panel. Yusuf, who's spending 2011 with me learning construction trades. And today we're doing some tile work, and so I thought I would show all the YouTube viewers some basic tile cutting for this project that we're doing over here. We're here in my private personal shop, and this is a workbench that I'm making. And the back, this is a metal top, metal front. It's built out of mostly reclaimed materials. There's another video series on YouTube that shows the construction of the bench. But the walls around the bench have this 8x8 ceramic tile, so that when I grind here, the hot metal won't embed in the drywall. So I've already laid out all the main grid, and today we're cutting the perimeter tiles as the main. So in this case, these scissor trusses are set on 24-inch centers, meaning that from here to here is approximately 24 inches on center. And the skylights up top are a little bit narrower than that, so they fit in between. And then I came down and cut these holes in the ceiling, like this, in the existing drywall. And then I framed using 2x4s the structure necessary to hang the drywall on all the lights, on all the skylights. And then I hung the drywall using back here with the boys from Crow's Plumbing, and we're scoping the drain. All right.
How deep is it? See how you got bud up
I've left this open. I haven't put the last piece of Grace's down yet. This is also Grace's ice and water shield, except you'll see it's got this aluminized coating on it. It's also a self-adhesive product. This is a self-adhesive product. It sticks to anything as long as it's clean. I laid this down in the middle of the crown on the roofing and back over. I had built this up, so this is a 1/2 inch per foot drop this way as well as this way for getting rid of the water, making sure I'm shedding it away from the parapet wall. And there's a 2x6 under here that's been angled up that ties into the parapet wall in between the valley. It's in the valley, in between the crown of the roofing and the parapet, which means that this frame here and the door are all together, this way and this way. And in addition to the extra long screws that you put in with the hinges, I also put in exterior grade square head screws and the jamb, and this is into the framing material inside the house. And on the latch jamb side I did the same thing, and I spray foamed before I put the trim in, so I filled the cavities behind the door with spray foam. Usually I spray urethane, but we were able to get a gallon of this for $25. It requires a hardener and optional reduction of about 10%. The paint gets mixed and convenient little cups like this. They've got graduated markings on them for whatever ratio, 8:1 to 1 or whatever you're putting in. And the paint is applied with this particular paint. Most of the paint I apply in my fixtures are applied with these paint guns. This is a fantastic paint gun. It's one of the best I've used in my, I've had it about 5-6 years now. It's a Seda, it's a German gun. It is fantastic. So I centered the door perfectly. This is for some very large dogs. So the total finished height here will be about 8.5 inches for the dog door. These are some 80-pound dogs. And that still gives us a good structural amount down here. This is a foam-filled door, and the dog door is held in by compression and screws. And there's another flange that fits. You can kind of see that. It's a vinyl product. There's another flange on the other side that fits on metal fabrication. This particular video is kind of fun because I'm making a snake head for a snake sign for black snake meatery. About the jaws of the snake. And so what I've done is I've put a little dimple here and a little high spot there, and that is to simulate the jaws. Getting the sign tacked on to the snake, which hangs from the tree. So the black snake sign is a perfect oval, which is very nice, and has the black snake name and logo on it. And this is their branding. It's very attractive. Of course, it has a snake. There's a lot of black snakes here in Virginia. And it has a little bee, which is very cool because they actually do all of their mead making with honey that they actually harvest from their own bees. Zach Temple.
Hello.
Hello. And we're getting ready to package up the finished black snake meatery sign. The sign will be mounted up in a tree. That's what this piece of angle iron is, and you won't really see that. It'll just appear as if this black snake is coming down out of a tree, and it has to be aligned in all three axes, X, Y, Z. And so what we're going to do is get the mount done first, and then we're going to use other equipment to bend it. So what I'm going to do right now is go up and drill a pilot hole and get ready to mount the next lag bolt. There'll be two more of these lag bolts for a total of 4, folding it in. And once the base is secure, we'll begin to make adjustments to the sign. We'll get it perpendicular to the road. We'll get this metal alignment for fixtures. This particular fixture is a rack for the Red Rack program offered by Ride Solutions in Roanoke, Virginia. I was commissioned to make just a few of these racks, just 15 of these racks. But since I'm only doing 15, I'm just taking individual measurements. Because the time it would take me to make the jig is way more time than it would to just simply align what is effectively just a few. There's a sign that goes in here, and I had already aligned the top of this to be parallel here. This distance is preset to accommodate a sign that goes in there. And right now I'm putting on the feet. And so what you can see here, it's critical that the feet be parallel to one another, and that this angle be 90 degrees from the vertical. So you can see here that I'm simply using a speed square to determine the foot is in fact 90 degrees from the vertical. You can maybe see it a little bit better on this side. If I get in there, you can see that is like that. And to determine parallel, I'm simply using 2 framing squares between the 2 feet. I've also made very small notches there to line the feet and get everything centered so that the distance from the center of this is the same to the outside of each foot. Now the tolerances for my design, anything can be within 2 degrees. And this box is used for purposes of splitting the coax and the phone cable, and it comes up and goes to the respective service panel, which is called the network interface. So in this case, you can see this conduit, which I custom bent, goes up to the network interface for Verizon, who's our provider, and then this half-inch conduit goes up and does the cable, which is Comcast, and you'll see that I use a level to make everything straight. Now there's also two other pieces of conduit here, and that's for grounding. I like to run lots of grounding. You can't have too much. So I'll be able to ground, and I like to go ahead and just put everything. If you step back and you look at this, you can see that everything is really neat. We're going to concrete that conduit in the ground down there. We'll put our retaining wall back, and this is for a drain here. Get this all tied in, it'll be beautiful. But this all goes over to its own dedicated 5/8 inch ground rod, which you can see right here. This will be hooked up later. And everything will be bonded, be perfect, it'll be wonderful. And so that is how you should bring low voltage service into your house. Talking about a little bit more structural stuff over here at the project in the historic district at 507 7th Street. Today's project is reinforcing a knee wall, which is this wall over here. This house was very badly built in the 1920s. If you take a look here, you can see this entire exterior wall without very much effort shakes like crazy. They did a very bad job of building it. The windows have no headers whatsoever. Much better.